I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kelly. We're back with another video. If you are new to the channel and you enjoy true crime stories, news, and politics, we get into all of it here on this channel, so please smash that subscribe button and join me. I would very much appreciate it. And if you are not new or returning listener or subscriber, thank you so much for being a friend, guys. I appreciate y'all so much. And if you could interact with the video, it would really help me out, you know, even though it doesn't seem like it does, you know, I appreciate it either way. So please like the video if you like it, comment, you know, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell, whatever you can do. I thank you. So we're going to talk about a few things today, guys, because, you know, the world is a crazy place right now. Our country is in a very sad state of affairs, and, you know, it's worrisome. We're going to get into it today, guys. The main story, of course, that you see on the thumbnail here, the mugshot heard around the world, guys. Have y'all seen this mugshot? And if you haven't, I would ask, what rock have you been living under? So, Donald Trump, his fourth indictment, okay? These people are sick. So, they released this mugshot from his arrest at Fulton County in Atlanta, Georgia. For what reason? I don't know, but it has epically backfired on the people who really thought that they were doing a thing when they decided to charge him under a RICO statute, which is like for like mobsters and, like, you know, organized crime gangs, for questioning an election that, like, probably 50% or more of America questions. So that's where we're at as America. Okay, so I don't know if everyone who's going to be watching this video is from here, but if you aren't, let me know where you're from and what you think about this, because this is absolute third world shit and we're in big trouble, guys. So let's get into the story here, and I'm going to start with this video. Let's go straight to that.
I think Trump deserved that black card. He deserved that black card now. First it was the Russian interference. Then he got impeached twice. Then y'all went to mess with his taxes. Then y'all raided Mar-a-Lago. Now this? He got indicted? And Trump got a target on his back just like a black man. Y'all keep messing with him. Hey Trump, go ahead and wipe that white paint out your face, man. You black now. You good in the hood.
Hello?
As far as I know, Trump is black. He pardoned Kodak Black. He blacker than Obama.
Oh my.
See, I remember Bush Sr. All he gave was war and prison time.
Facts.
Clinton, he told everybody he smoked weed, played the saxophone. Bush Jr., 9/11, war. Obama, more prison and a new gender. Trump, money,
Facts.
money.
Facts.
Biden, war, recession.
Facts.
The last time I voted Democrat was in 2008, and he betrayed us.
Ooh.
But now, 18 more months from now, hey Trump, you got my vote.
Trying to get people's thoughts on the Donald Trump mugshot. What are your thoughts?
Hey, fuck Joe Biden.
Fuck the Democrats.
Well, he's a dog.
He's a dog.
You gotta let him out of the cage for once, for real.
That mugshot is fire as fuck. Hey, his policies that he's gonna run on, fire.
Facts.
His everything that he's gonna run on, fire. That mugshot, fire.
Fire.
His
Facts.
golf game, fire.
Facts. Hey, Joe can't play golf.
He's a dog. Joe can't play golf. Joe can't.
He can't do anything.
He can't even stand up straight.
That's my president. Donald Trump, look, he's not a great person, but president-wise, that was a good president.
You think he should be free?
Free him.
Facts. You voting for him?
Free Donald Trump. I'm voting for Donald Trump.
He freed Kodak, so someone's got to free him. First black president, for real.
Oh my god.
BLM. BLM.
So that's what the people think, guys. You know, you have to give the people what they want, okay? And we want Donald Trump. Give us the orange man. At least, you know, those of us who, you know, are just fed up with the uniparty, those of us who are fed up with the system trying to run everyone's life, and with this illusion of freedom, this illusion of us having a choice in this country, we are done, you know. And a lot of people still, you know, hate Trump, have Trump derangement syndrome, whatever the case may be. Even those people are starting to turn. Even those people are starting to realize what's going on. And that is that's the whole issue, is that, like, the more they try to do this, the more they try to push, the American people are going to pull. And we're going to pull the orange man back into our good graces. And, you know, it's going to be over for these fucking idiots who want to just take someone out of an election for president. Take the choice away from the American people because they don't like him, because he exposes their bullshit, because he doesn't want to start any more wars. He's not down with the military-industrial complex. He wants to expose the swamp. You know, you can say whether or not you thought he did a good job or a bad job or a perfect job, whatever. He didn't do everything he was supposed to do whenever he got in there the first time, but I think now, and I say this all the time, I pray we get Dark MAGA, because if he gets back in there, which they're going to do everything possible to try to stop him from getting back into the office, and that is where the fight is going to come. If they really do this, if they really achieve what they want to do, and now they're talking about taking him off the ballot in some states because of the 14th Amendment, saying that, you know, the 14th Amendment says that any person who starts an insurrection can't run for president. Well, he was never convicted, nor has he been charged with insurrection in any jurisdiction. So it's just ridiculous. These people will stop at nothing to take away the choice, and that only energizes people more. The more and more you try to tell people they can't have this, they can't have this choice, they can't pick Donald Trump, you know, it's not possible. No, you can't, because we said so. We don't like him. You're just pushing more and more people towards him. So this was from The Atlantic. I thought this was, and they actually changed this headline, so I'm going to bring up the other one, but the mugshot is a warning. Donald Trump's booking photo was supposed to be an exercise in humility. He turned it into a threat. And this was not the original, title of this article, so I want to go to that. It was, he wants you to look at him. This was the title of the Atlantic's article, okay? So, it was supposed to be an exercise in humility. He turned it into a threat. Okay, and then she wrote a whole bunch of nonsense here, but basically, they are shivering in their boots, okay? They don't like it. They don't like that Donald Trump is getting more and more popular. They don't like that he raised $7 million after he released his mugshot, and now people are starting to finally see for what's really going on, you know, their bullshit. They don't like it, and they're scared, and so all these pundits all over CNN, MSNBC, all the news media, fake news, are just going, I mean, the amounts of cope that is happening on those channels is unreal. And people are really trying to stop Donald Trump, no matter what it costs. And it's really going to start something dark, and it's really going to start something that is going to be irreversible if they keep going with this. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, free Donald Trump, you know, until it's backwards, as they say. You know, Donald Trump's free. Donald Trump is acquitted. You know, we need King Donald Trump. Okay, somebody said this at his rally. They were like, let's just make Donald Trump the king. I agree. You know, King of America, Donald Trump, you know, just for the rest of his life. That's odd. You know, like, it's not going to be like a monarchy where, you know, passed on. No, we're not going to do that. But until he dies, he'll be the king. We'll do it. Whatever. That's what I think. That's my opinion. So, let's move on, guys. This story is egregious, okay? Absolutely sick. I'm going to read this article to you guys first, and then we'll play the video, okay? Okay, so video shows 98-year-old mother of Kansas newspaper publisher upset amid raid. So, newly released video shows a 98-year-old mother of Kansas newspaper confronting police officers as they search her home in a raid that has drawn national scrutiny, at one point demanding, "Get out of my house." Video released by the newspaper Monday shows Joan Meyer shouting at 6 officers inside of the Marion County home she shared with her son, Marion County Record editor and publisher Eric Meyer. Standing with the aid of a walker and dressed in a long robe or gown and slippers, she seems visibly upset.
Joan Meyer was in her home last Friday when Marion police came to her home with a search warrant. Meyer co-owned a local newspaper, the Marion County Record, for decades. She was a reporter and a columnist who was described as basically a local historian. Police went to her home and the newspaper's offices. They seized reporters' computers, servers, and phones. Joan Meyer was visibly upset by what happened. She is a journalist after all. Take a look.
Don't you touch any of that stuff.
Ma'am.
This is my house.
Ma'am.
And you asshole.
We'll be out of here pretty quick.
Get them out of here. They're here. You done. Your mother loves you. You love your mother. You're a asshole. Police chief. You're the chief. Oh God. Get out of my house. You're pet patrol. Get out. Stand outside. You can stand outside that door and still see them. I don't want you in my house. I don't want you. You do not take them. What?
That's some business class route or has no light.
What? What's he doing over there going through the papers?
How many computers do you have in the house, ma'am?
I'm not going to tell you. Get out of my way. I want to see what they're doing.
Well, they're working.
I don't care what they're
So you
doing.
can go on through if you want.
What are you doing?
Wow.
Those are personal papers.
Now, what
Sick.
makes this story even more concerning and sadly unbelievable and disturbing is that Joan Meyer died the very next day. The search stemmed from a confidential document police believe the newspaper had in its possession about a local restaurant owner's driving record and an OVI. The newspaper reported that Joan Meyer's son, Eric, said the paper received the record via social media but didn't report on it, and that the issue was also discussed at a public meeting. A search warrant for the raid claimed potential violations of law involving identity theft and illegal use of a computer. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation is now investigating, and we've reached out to them for a comment. So far, we haven't heard back.
And so actually, we do know. And so it was later found out that the Marion County attorney, Joel Ince, said police had insufficient evidence to justify the raids, and all of the property that was seized by these cops in these illegal raids was asked to be returned to their rightful owners. But unfortunately, they could not return the life to this woman who was 98 years old. And, you know, anybody can make an argument that it was possible for her to have passed away at any given time. The argument that this caused undue stress and probably to have an effect on this woman, this is a huge violation, and it is a huge part of the reason why she died one day after, this raid. That was totally illegal. This is disgusting. I mean, these police ought to be ashamed of themselves, and there's supposedly going to be a potential lawsuit filed. I hope that this police force is disbanded. I mean, honest to God, this is where we're at right now, okay? The journalists and their First Amendment rights are being trampled all over the country. I mean, James O'Keefe's house was raided with the whole Project Veritas thing. This is very much a localized thing. So not only can it happen to James O'Keefe and people like that who are reporting on the president and his daughter and her diary where she described that her father likes to take inappropriate showers with her. Okay, it's not just people like that. It's happening for this little old granny in her local newspaper that was reporting on a business owner who, I will give you her name right now, who had a DUI on her record. So they were trying to report on that story because this woman was applying for a liquor license to open up a business. So relevant to their community, okay? This is absolutely disgusting to me. Like, I couldn't believe this when I saw it. I mean, truly. So not only did they raid this woman's house, they raided the newspaper offices there. And I mean, it's just beyond the scope of, you know, imagination for me. And people are outraged about this all over the country. It's not just, you know, a left or a right thing. This is about our rights. And this is one example so blatantly of how they are being trampled all over without any care given to the Constitution that everyone supposedly loves so much and just values. I mean, this woman is 98 years old. And they have how many police officers in here going through all of her shit, trying to take her computers. Her son later said that they took her router. And she has like all of these like devices that help her around the house that require internet, like to where she can speak and turn on different lights in and around her house, different things like that. And they took her router, okay? I mean, this is troubling. So let's see. This woman apparently had some sort of connections to the police officer, Carrie Newell, okay? Carrie Newell. If anybody's in and around Kansas City, let's see, what's the name of her restaurant that she owns? Let's just go ahead and make sure that's known here. Chef's Plate Parlor at 1886, okay? So don't go to that restaurant. You know, absolutely not. Shame this person, because it was later come to find out that she has some sort of connections with the somebody high up in the police department, and she gave a statement that said she didn't ask for anybody's house to be raided, but she did want to bring to justice anybody who accessed her information illegally, to be brought to justice. But the thing about it is that they've investigated this now, and they've come to find out that they accessed her information from a database where it is free to the public, and it is absolutely within their rights to do so as a news organization. So this story just makes me so mad. I mean, this is what the cops are doing now. Like, I mean, I just don't even know. I have no words for the way that our country is going down the toilet. It's really sad to me. It's enough to make you just sick to your stomach, because this is not how things were supposed to be going in this country. This is not how the police are supposed to exert their power. I mean, they could have easily found out how this information was accessed. I don't think they needed to raid a 98-year-old woman's house. Okay, why not go to the son who also lives with her, ask for permission to, you know, turn over whatever documents or computers you found relevant. And if they didn't turn them over, then go through a lawyer, go through other means. There's no reason to go inside of a woman's house who's 98 years old and cause this kind of stress and aggravation to her. This is so disgusting to me. So, anyways, let's move on, guys. I will link all of the video and everything like that if you guys want to watch it, but this story just really hurts my heart, because this looks like, it reminds me of like my grandma, like, and I'm trying to think what I would do if this was my grandmother, and it's just like, I don't even know what I would do. I would be so enraged. I mean, at the prospect of this, like, it's I can't even, I have no words. I mean, but this is one of the most egregious things I've seen from a local police department in a while, and thank God it was caught on camera. So hopefully they sue the shit out of those people and win every single penny that they can. So another sick ass story that will really turn your stomach is this right here. German child care facilities under fire for endorsing child sexual exploration. Yes, you heard me that right, okay? You heard me that, as Hillary Clinton would say. In North Rhine Westphalia, a region in Germany, at least 2 child care facilities are considering the creation of designated areas where young children can withdraw for self-exploration, or as described by one daycare center in Kirpen, to discover and satisfy themselves physically. I mean, I just can't. This is so fucked up in so many different ways. I mean, Germany, hello? Haven't you guys done enough? Can y'all go sit down somewhere? Daycare centers in Germany have come under scrutiny for endorsing the concept of sexual exploration rooms. And I hope this is just a language barrier thing and this is not actually true, but unfortunately this is coming from Rebel News, who's a pretty legitimate and reliable source. So God only knows what the intention of this was, but this is the reporting. So children are in which young children are urged to explore themselves and partake in sexual activities with peers. I mean, okay, so this was the headline here, so I'm not going to read that again. German newspaper Die Welt, that's probably pronounced wrong, reports how the nursery claims to offer children freedom to try out childish sexuality. What the fuck is childish sexuality? First of all, I mean, that doesn't exist. And if you say that it does, I need you to come right this way. I'm Chris Hansen, and what are you doing here? Because what in the world is childish sexuality? Okay, just making sure we're all understanding that term. Insisting that masturbation is something normal for children, Germany? Hello? And that the establishment considers allowing sexual self-gratification on its premises to be of great importance. Who's watching these children do this? What kind of sick ass shit is this? I mean, do we need to arrest the whole country? Do we need to drop a nuke? I don't even know what. I don't even know what. This is so sick. At another daycare center in the state, located in the town of Rheinberg, Dr. Games are set up. Oh my God. Doctor games are set up in adjacent rooms for children to investigate each other's bodies, according to the German newspaper. This is so depraved. The guidelines provided by the nursery encourage the children to select those they want to explore. Select those they want to explore? And instruct them to do so carefully with specific instructions that no objects are to be inserted into body openings. Oh, well then, you know, if that's the case, then yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, sure. Earlier in June of this year, the German tabloid newspaper Bild brought attention to comparable practices being promoted at a daycare center in Hanover. This information became public following an email that was sent to parents. Wow. In a document containing 10 key guidelines, the center informed parents of its plan to implement doctor games where children have the opportunity to touch and inspect themselves and others. All children, especially preschoolers, are aware of the places in the facility where nudity and body exploration can take place, the guidance said. Each child decides for themselves whether and with whom they want to play physical and sexual games. Girls and boys pet and examine each other only as much as comfortable for themselves and other children. This idea seems to be endorsed by Pro Familia, Germany's foremost professional association specializing in sexuality and relationships, as they have recently issued recommendations to daycare centers in support of this practice. Following public backlash, the Awakita kindergarten in Hanover abandoned the project. This decision came when a spokesperson for the Ministry of Education in the Lower Saxony state capital declared that it poses a risk to the child's well-being. Well, thank God somebody has some fucking common sense out there. In North Rhine-Westphalia, the local government seems unconcerned by the practice. When queried by Die Welt regarding the notion of encouraging children to engage in self-exploration and sexual touching with peers, the state's children ministry, under the leadership of Green Josephine Paul, stated that sexual behavior by children could not be prevented, asserting that they had no intention of reaching out to the daycare centers under their jurisdiction to address the issue. The concept has understandably ignited backlash and disgust, calling into question the ethics, intentions, and responsibility of those advocating for these activities. I mean, what the fucking world? This.
You right to jail. No trial, no nothing. Right to jail, right away.
this is some of the most disgusting words that I have ever read, all jumbled together to describe a scenario in which there are adults who think it's okay to encourage and provide spaces for children to touch each other in a sexual way and have, quote, nudity at these preschool centers. And parents are informed of this in some cases and are not creating the biggest uproar, the likes of which we have never seen before. It's beyond me. It is absolutely abhorrent. I mean, first of all, I have questions. Who's watching these children? Okay, and what are those people's backgrounds? Okay, are there cameras in these daycare facilities? Where is that camera footage being broadcast to? Because this sounds like some dark web shit, okay? This sounds like some shit that is up to, I mean, absolutely no good whatsoever, but even probably more nefarious than any of us could ever even understand. This is so horrific. I mean, I would like to think that if it ever came to this sort of level in this country, that it would just be like World War III. It would be absolute, apocalyptic rage. But at this point, as far as we've come, I'm not even sure anymore what is going through people's heads that this is okay in Germany. Okay, I know y'all have done some sick ass shit over there, I guess. I don't even know, really, honestly. I just know what the history books have told me, but it's like, what the fuck? I mean, arguably, you allowing this to go on, it's up there. It's up there, okay, with the worst crimes against humanity anyone's ever seen. Hurting children like this and making excuses for it? What is it, Josephine Paul?
Oh yeah, the bitch.
Let's look you up, girl. I want to see what you look like, because you just, yeah, you look like the type. You look like the type. You disgusting person. So you have no problem with kids touching other kids and daycare facilities allowing for this. You're not going to do shit about it. You're just going to go home to your wife and lick pussy all night until the cows come home. Because that looks like about all you know how to fucking do. I mean, I'm sorry for all the cursing right now. This is disgusting me to no end. So let's just move on. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. This is another sick ass story. This is the UK's first womb transplant deemed massive success. Okay, great. So this is what we're doing now. And the reason why I brought this story up, because I think this happened some years ago. And this is actually a natural woman getting a womb transplant. But I want to know what you guys think about this, because there's been talks about men who pretend to be women.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Wanting to get a womb transplanted into their bodies for whatever sick antichrist reason. I couldn't tell you. I mean, it's part of their mental illness, I guess. I just really don't know why any doctor would ever choose to do that. But the fact that it is medically possible and that they did it here, I just don't know in a man what you would attach a uterus to. You can't just stick it in the body like a sandbag, and just shove it in there. It's an organ. It has to be attached to something. But this is worrisome too, because it's like doctors are playing God nowadays. And this woman couldn't have kids of her own. Okay, so this is a 34-year-old woman receiving a womb from her 40-year-old sister who has 2 children of her own. So that's sad and all. But at that point, when do you say enough is enough? And I don't need to have a womb transplant in order just to have kids. And was it even successful? Did she then go on to be able to have a baby? I just don't understand. So, and then she had to have embryos implanted into her, okay, using IVF. It's like Frankenstein shit. I just don't understand the reasoning behind all of this. I understand if you want to bring children into the world, and I sympathize with you. I get it. I really do. As a woman, I sympathize so much. And It's horrible. Any woman that wants to have kids and can't, but there's other ways. I mean, there's other ways. I just, this is, we're crossing a line as humans. It's like we've gone too far almost. And if we haven't gone too far yet, how much further can it go? I mean, it's just, I question every single day when you see something like this, you see something new. What else? What else are they going to expose us to? What do you guys think about this one? Again, I just wanted to bring this up because the morality of it and the ethics of it, but then also I worry that this could be like a talking point for the insane trans people who have been talking about this anyways. And so now they're going to say, well, womb transplants are possible, and that's why, you know, we need one. Put one in me. Just, I don't care where it goes. Just stick it in there. It's like, these people are sick. These people are fucking sick, y'all. So I just also want to, just to kind of put a fine point on that, I just want to show you guys this video because, and it's disturbing, so I would just say, advise you before we're gonna watch this video. It's just very hard to watch. But this is the kind of shit that we're doing to children in this country. And for this, nobody who participates in this will be blessed, okay? Nobody who is an active participant in this type of behavior will see heaven, okay? And I don't care who you are and what your beliefs are. If you can't agree that this is sick on every single level, then I don't really have any interest in talking to you.
I'm gonna be right here. And you can squeeze it.
The 6th grader is about to have a tiny medical device implanted in his left arm.
Cut this up.
Jack's dad and mom are at his side.
Oh, jeez,
I'm
really terrified.
Jack, just relax. Jack, it's just in your head.
Hey,
Jack, relax. Just
Meredith's gonna put some more numbing to make sure that it's all numb, okay?
The implant stops female puberty and will keep Jack from growing breasts.
Oh my god.
There you go.
What would you say to people who think kids are just too young to make this kind of decision?
Sure, I'm a kid, but it doesn't take a genius to realize that I'm not a girl.
An estimated 1.4 million adults in the U.S. identify as trans, 150,000 teens. But figures for younger children are largely unknown. Here in the Bay Area, there are at least 6 clinics for trans kids. UCSF serves about 800 children at its 3 clinics. Stanford sees 300 kids. Kaiser Permanente wouldn't tell us how many patients it sees at its 2 centers. But we do know there are more than 1,000 trans children served at the other 4 clinics. Some kids started therapy at 3 years old to transition socially, which means changing their names and wardrobes to match the gender they choose. Which brings us back to Jack.
You wanna see it? Yeah. So
It's been more than 2 years since a medical implant began pausing his puberty.
it went really well. It's in there, and you know what? It's working right now.
Doctors recommend kids get off puberty blockers by the time they turn 14.
Look at this fucking mother. I just want to punch her in the fucking face. Both of these 2 idiots. I mean, how do you call yourself parents? I'm disgusted with the world.
Which means Jack will soon have to decide whether to start taking testosterone to blend in as a boy, or get off the drugs to restart puberty as a girl.
Why would I ever want to go back into that shell?
Girl.
Because I know deep down inside I am a boy.
No, man.
And I know I won't change my mind because being a boy is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh, really?
Like, why would I ever want to be a girl?
Your age. Gee, I mean, oh my god, this type of thing makes me so mad. I cannot understand why anyone would look at this and think that this is okay. That video said 3-year-old children. If you're listening to a 3-year-old on any topic, seek help immediately, okay? Immediately. This is so disgusting. Do you know the amount of things that it's just, I cannot. Kids will say anything. Okay, it's your job as a parent to steer the course, to correct them when they get off course. These parents are they are evil, and they are disgusting human beings. They're both sitting there smiling from ear to ear while their daughter is crying and just absolutely uncomfortable getting this device in her arm so she doesn't go through female puberty. What kind of shit is that? Sometimes it's too much to bear, honestly. It makes you not even want to deal with this anymore. I mean, I understand why people bury their head in the sands, because it is uncomfortable to look at. This is hard to understand. This is hard to look at. This is hard to even imagine. But this is why it's so important to speak up and to speak out against all of this, because this is really what's happening in our country, okay? California's got, just in the LA area alone, 6 clinics. I mean, what are we doing to these kids? This is going to be one of the biggest medical scandals of our lifetime. Quote me on that. People have said it before. I'm not the first person to say that. It's going to be true. And a lot of people are going to be left with egg on their face and hopefully put underneath jails, okay? So I want to show you all this before we move on to the last story, because he said it so well, and I just, I really agreed with everything he said here. So if you don't follow Stu Peters, he's a pretty good follow to have. So let's just watch him eat up the mainstream media real quick. This is how you treat the fake mainstream media. BBC doesn't want you to see this.
The film's creator, Stu Peters, has built up hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of views across different platforms. I wanted to speak to him online. When I joined the call, it became apparent he'd rented a warehouse especially for the occasion and had brought his own crew to film the interview in order to get his own distorted message out.
So, I wanted to touch on a few.
So the BBC is saying that because he brought his own crew to film their interview, that he wanted to get his own distorted message out. No, he just didn't want you guys to get your distorted message out. Okay, because obviously he has no editorial control over the way that y'all put this package together, but he does have control over showing the things that you, as the BBC, don't want to show, which is what this is.
A few other things. Similarly with the Damar Hamlin stuff, you have said that
Well, he died suddenly on the football field. Let's move on.
In Ukraine is fake, and I just wonder what you meant by that.
Oh, so what I mean is that we're funneling money into a fake country, a construct of a country that wasn't even a country before 1991. These were arbitrary borders set up by the Bolsheviks and Vladimir Lenin during the Color Revolution. These are arbitrary borders. Most of the people in that country that are Russians just want to be Russia. So this is just exactly what happens when you agitate a country full of people that you tell are going to be a part of this fake construct with this installed leather chap wearing, ostensibly homosexual, piano penis playing actor. I mean, that's Vladimir Zelensky. How many Y's are in his name this week? I mean, the whole thing is fake. Even his name is fake. Of course it's all fake. And we're sending hundreds of billions of dollars there to enrich NGOs. And, basically it's a Lockheed Martin missile testing site is what it is. All of the bodies are buried in Ukraine. This is the country that paid millions of dollars in bribes to the former sitting vice president's son, Hunter Biden. Have you reported on that? Did you report on the laptop? Did you?
Me personally? No, but the BBC.
Why? No? Why didn't you?
Me personally,
Yeah, you don't care. You don't care. You don't care about all the corruption because you're a part of it. You help to perpetuate it. That's why. You don't care. You can sit and you can come over here from Chicago and you can, on your vacation, do the directive and the bidding of Big Pharma to try to disable. And all you're doing, by the way, all you're doing is empowering the people who want the truth. These people want a real leader, which is probably why after President Trump is indicted, I should probably be the president.
Hello?
Are you joking? Or is that...
Do I look like I'm joking?
You want to be president?
Somebody's got to lead this country.
Oh my.
There's a couple other things. You believe homosexuality should be illegal.
Yeah.
What should the punishment be?
Oh no.
What to think on that? But pedophiles though should definitely be put to their death.
Facts.
On a public stage.
Big
if you
facts.
touch our kids, we'll kill you. I think that message needs to be sent very clearly.
Facts.
And I think you've also said that the top medical officials should be put to death.
I'm going to be very clear for you here. Anybody that was responsible for bringing to market this weapon of mass destruction that is killing children should be held to account. And if they're found guilty in a court of law for committing the crimes against humanity that they're perpetuating, then absolutely the death penalty should be on the table.
Yeah, so you're talking executives, scientists,
all of them.
Politicians?
It's going to be a long line.
Media?
Oh, yes. Yeah. All of you people, for sure.
We should be put to death.
If you're found guilty of crimes against humanity and responsible for killing children, yes.
Okay. So like...
That's very clear, right?
We should be put to death.
Did you hear what I just said? Yeah. Stop trying to be hyperbolic.
No,
okay.
I just,
Just stop it.
Let him
Stop
cook.
it. I don't know. Are you guilty of crimes against humanity?
I mean, I had to clutch my own pearls because he just snatched the soul out of that BBC journalist. He didn't know what the fuck hit him. And I agree. I agree. If you are guilty of crimes against humanity, knowingly doing things to hurt children, okay, or the general public in mass, then yeah, we need to let's bring back public executions. Why not? At this point, I don't know what else is going to fix it because we have crossed the line, okay? We have, as a world, as a people, we have crossed the line. And it's not just us. I mean, look at sick-ass Germany. I mean, just what, and it's not even just the West either, because there are atrocities going on throughout the world. There have been for the beginning of time. But there's a difference when you start hurting children, okay? And that is where we are at now. So, sick-ass shit, disgusting clown world, I'm over it. And, Stu Peters, he ate and left no crumbs right there, okay? Let's just tell it like it is. So, okay guys, so let's look at the last story for today. This is a little bit uplifting, just to bring all of our spirits up after that epic rant by Stu Peters and, him snapping on every single point that he just made. Let's look at this right here because this will really put in a happy ending. So this video was from a Dallas man who shot through his door at suspects posing as maintenance workers. So let's just see what happened. You hear the expression, don't mess with Texas. Well, this is proof positive as to why that rings very true.
Can I help you? Oh yes, they came to check your air filters. I'm not sure. This is 38277.
Apartment. No one came to the air filters.
Can you repeat that?
No one came to check the air apartment.
No. Yeah, we're checking the air filters.
Oh, nobody's home right now. You'll have to wait till another day.
Oh, much appreciated. 872.
Hello? You thought, didn't you?
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Dallas Police!
Yeah.
Mr. Rodriguez, Ethan, it's Dallas Police!
Hey, they shot back. There's shell casings out here.
Yeah. They did shoot back.
Yeah, just open the door slowly, man. Make sure I can see your hands. Hey, we're all in here. We're all in here. Alright, come on out, man.
Are you the only one inside?
No, my brother. Alright, I don't want all of you guys to come out. Just step over here from me.
Go on, Dustin.
And look, he has a baby. Could have been a baby in the house. So, these people are sick out here. This is the type of shit, I mean, in Texas, no less. Thank God this door held up. I mean, my goodness. So, this is what, this is the type of energy we need to be having as a society, okay? Let's keep this same energy for thieves and absolutely no good pieces of shit that seek to break down the very fabric of good society and honest people. And, yeah, let's meet them with, bullets through a door, if that's what it takes. I'm sure he was waiting for a good while there to see if they were going to burst through the door, which I kind of, in a way, wish they had have, because then they would have been sure to get a taste of that lead. But, I guess because the door was holding up, he thought, let me just get these motherfuckers through the door, And I applaud this gentleman. I really do. I think it's a great ending to, what could have been a very scary and, bad situation in general. So, what do you guys think about everything we discussed today and about all these stories? I'm sorry, there was a lot of cursing. This whole entire video pissed me off to no ends because of all the different things that we talked about and all the different ways that our very, way of life is crumbling right before our eyes. But don't get too down about it. I tell myself this every day. There's still hope as long as we have God, and as long as, there's still good people, which there are plenty. But more good people have to start doing things like this and standing up for themselves, standing up for their rights. We have to shun the criminals, shun the people who seek to do harm, and arrest them. And if need be, they need to be executed by the state, lawfully. Absolutely, they do. So I want to know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments. Like the video if you like it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I very much would appreciate that from you guys. And yeah, y'all stay safe out there, because the world is becoming a shithole every single day. But all we can do is pray. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.